Hyrox 2025. Why did I fail? As you can see behind me, I write down my time. I wrote up here, why did I fail? Well, hello everyone, my name is Luca and today I'll tell you why did I fail at Hyrox 2025. Prior starting, I was having in my head that I'll be sub 60. Yes, I was believing in that actually, that I'll be doing it sub 60 minutes, imagine. And then the race started. However, I was training specifically for that for past 3 months. I was doing running, I was doing high intensity interval training. I was doing everything to optimize the movement and to optimize my performance actually. But never mind, I haven't done it properly. And I'll tell you why I failed. So, to start off, coming off the race, it's easy to be smart after the battle, but I could have done it better. And when I say I could have done it better, I truly mean, because just let me get through, okay? So, let's break down the chart. Why did I fail? Hard to say, but I failed actually in my head. My time was 1:14:35 in Open, Hyrox Open. So my expectation prior coming to race was that I'll be in sub 60 or like sub 65 minutes. It is what it is. So the race was at 8:10 a.m. in the morning, and since I'm not really morning person, I was already doubting what's going on. Now, to rewind a little bit backward, 3 days prior to the race, I couldn't walk. I was so. On the day when I had the race, my recovery was awful. I was racing in the morning. I'm not a morning person, but this is all blah excuses, you know. But in life, sometimes you are a hammer, sometimes you are a nail. And yesterday I was a nail. Coming off to Abu Dhabi was, in my head, I had quite high expectations. I was thinking that I'll be doing great, that I'll be the one who is running fast, who has a pace, but boom, what happened? I blew up in the beginning of the race. Poor pacing and underperformance in key segments, wall balls, running, transition. My maximum heart rate was 207 and training efficiency, and this is what my watch said, is 5.0 anaerobic and 5.0 aerobic. Basically my pacing strategy didn't match the demand, and I couldn't even be close to 60 minutes. Now, to dig deep, average heart rate was 170, maximum heart rate was 207, extremely high. I spent in zone 5 28 minutes, 27.32, in zone 4 42.34. So most of the race I was in zone 4, zone 5 over threshold, and I went too hard, too early. Well, 36% I was in 36% of total race. I was in zone 5. Imagine. And then I'll just break it down now. My ski erg was 419, sled push was 224, sled pull 404, burpee broad jump 404, farmer's carry 149, sandbag lunges 338, wall balls almost 7 minutes, 6:54, total running 36:15, rocks zone 6:44. If you are preparing for Hyrox, I have several key notes for you. First, let somebody measure your time. If you don't have watch and you're chasing the laps, do not get too hard too early, because sledge is coming, and after sledge your legs are just jelly. And I couldn't move. When I was transiting from sled to run, I had to walk, and I was already gone at the first, actually it was third run, my legs, they were off. It's just like you need to focus on these transitions and then try training. Let's say you do run and then you do legs, wall balls or sled, and then from this fatigue, from that fatigue, you try to run again, and that's how you adapt basically. I didn't do this transition a lot. I was focusing on runs. I was doing 5K. I was focusing on my cadence. I was focusing on intervals on treadmill, which was mistake. And then overall, another mistake was my nutrition. I didn't have enough calories, enough carbs, because I was chasing a good physique at the same time, but performance and physique, they are not the same at all. So wall balls, running total was quite high, rock zone, and running splits too slow. So my fastest lap was 4 minutes and my slowest lap was 5:03. So it's quite long range between transitions. 6:44. It is what it is, and we all do have expectations, but sometimes reality hits hard. And the feeling that I had yesterday is that I just want to run off this platform. I don't want to see my name there. I didn't want to see the result, because I was disappointed, really disappointed. I spent 3 months training, doing the things. I was thinking that I know what I'm doing. Apparently I didn't know what I'm doing, and it is what it is. It's just a lesson for me, and overall, definitely I'll take from this competition, because I'm planning to do another. Maybe I'll hire a coach. Maybe I'll see what I'm going to do. But so those things, they didn't go well for me. And then as well, wall balls, there is a sensor at the top, and whenever you don't hit certain spot, the sensor will not count your rep. So I end up doing 140, 150, 160. In my head was 170. I didn't do 170 for sure, but I was doing 140 plus wall balls. And this is something what kills you mentally. When you do the rep and there is no count, and then you have to do another, and I was already out. So lunges, I smashed on legs. Naturally I have very strong legs, and I did it very well. And then mental toughness, I pushed despite hitting 207. It's crazy. And overall effort, what my watch said, I mean, do not look at calories, but I burned like almost 1,300 calories in 15 minutes. So to break sub 60, I'll improve definitely my running. I'll be working on this transition, and definitely focusing on wall balls, and for sure doing wall balls when legs are already fatigued. But yeah, as I said, so many things. Can you imagine how crazy I was? If I tell you that here in Dubai is now, actually since beginning of May, now is end of July almost. It's 40 plus degree, and humidity is crazy. I used to go out every second night and run and do the things. You see, sometimes effort, look, if you have effort and if you do the things wrong, it means that you're going against yourself. So sometimes hard work doesn't really pay off. It pays off if you know what you're doing. And since I didn't know what I was doing, maybe I did, but like I need time, because this is my first competition, and I've been doing it for quite short period of time, right? Maybe I just need the time. But for me, just now, when I see people who are doing Hyrox Pro 105, 110, it's just for me insane. You need to shave 4 or 5 minutes, and shaving 4 or 5 minutes and adding 20 to 30% of weights on the top is just insane. And then people are making fun of Hyrox athletes, and I think it's just not real how these guys are physically, mentally prepared. It's insane. What I'll do, I'm not sure. As I said, I'm planning to hire a coach, maybe. If you know somebody who is good and who can help me to reach sub 60, you can recommend his name here, and definitely I'll get in touch, or I'll Google, or I'll just see what the guy does, reach out to him and chat. If not, I'll try doing it on my own. But as I said, zone management, pacing, rock zone, transitions, those are the things where your where your seconds sliding off and you don't feel really, especially transition, especially when you do the wrong rep. It could be on burpee, it could be on walking lunges, it could be on wall balls, you name it. But it just mentally hard when you do the rep and then the judge comes and say, okay, no rep, you need to get back, or you need to redo the rep, or in worst case scenario you get penalties. You need to be focused. Definitely there are so many guys who weren't that focused, and they paid off with getting penalties, like 7 minutes penalty and all this stuff, which is insane. But that's something what it comes to preparation itself. When competition, this is competition, many things can happen. People get injured, people get mistaken, they do mistakes which they usually wouldn't be doing, and whoever, you need to experience. I definitely suggest trying Hyrox because it's fun, because it's something new, it's hype. There are so many guys who are competing. You will see the guys who are 16, 17, 20 years old, and you'll see the guys who are 65, 60 years old. Insane. You need to be a good runner. Running is a base, and then you just need to work on your strength. And definitely I'll be working on my running, because I'm strong enough to get in top 10% of people with the strength position. But in terms of running, I'm just off the chart. Even I was doing the runs with the guys, and I hired a coach, and I was working, as I said, on my cadence. I was working on my strides, all these things. But you just need to put miles in, repetition, and to be mentally strong and to do the things that you don't want to do. Obviously, doing as I said, I do coaching on the floor still. I do online, and then making the content for you guys, waking up, not sleeping enough. It just, everything has a price. And then if you want to be athlete, you need to do extraordinary things to get extraordinary result. In my case, I want to get sub 60. Just thinking, what should I go for? Should I go for pro, or I should stay in open? If you have any comment to suggest, let me know. I'll be more than happy to read, to listen to you guys who are experienced and how to get through. It's new thing for me. This is my first solo competition. I've done one Hyrox with Nikita back days in, I'll lie to you, when was it? In Sharjah, I think maybe March or April, I'm not sure. But yeah, it's just a new experience. And I'm disappointed again. I'm happy that people who were supporting me, they were with me, and it's about community at the same time. You can get a crazy good community, and then the byproduct actually of Hyrox, you can get in insane shape, because it's very intense. It's just push. And then if you are general population, definitely three workouts per week will be more than enough for you to get some decent pace, and to get actually to be able actually just to finish the Hyrox. Okay, yep. Overall, that's my first look, and that's my first expression. But this is disappointing for me. I was just big mouth, blah 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 blah. Right now, I'm just not complaining about anything. I'm very thankful that I finished. But I'm not thankful for this fucking results, which is behind me. But it's a good reminder that you sometimes need to shut your mouth and work just harder. This is reality for me. This is reality. There are so many guys who are well trained, who are absolute animals, and who are just quiet, doing the things and get the result. Yeah? Until then, guys, if you like this video, and if you like the way that I create the content for you, please give me support, subscribe to my channel, comment. Obviously this helps algorithm, and I'll be more than happy to film something else for you. Until then, I wish you a good day.